in, come in, come in, come in. How are you all this evening? Oh my gosh. How is everyone? I wasn't going to come in this early. I was not going to come in at 8. I'm actually 5 minutes late because my computer wanted to act up, of course, here at the last minute. But my husband reminded me that it's the Super Bowl. Guess what? I don't care. I completely forgot. So, for those of you who are Super Bowl fans, I'm not going to do anything for the first little bit. Not anything really important. So, if you don't mind hanging out or just hanging out, then so be it. You can come back later if you would like, but for right now, we're just going to chit chat. So, hey, Will, how are you? Hey, Cheryl Malone. I'm not a fan either way, Will. Not at all. Not in the least little bit. And I'm going to probably drop a frame or two because I want to open up my chat in a different window so I can make sure I don't miss anything. But he reminded me of that, and he also pointed out that you guys were very active after 8:30, which is around about the same time that West Coast finishes up dinner and whatnot. So he was like, you may want to wait. So we may look at pushing the time back or just acting up for a little bit for the first 30 minutes or so from now on so that everyone can come on during the meat of everything. So we'll see how that goes. Hi, Aisha Graham. How are you? Miss Debbie Kidd. Hey, love. How are you doing today? Linda Hipshire. Hello. Marilyn Ray. Hello to you as well. Teresa Spencer is in Las Vegas spending up all my money. How are you? I sent her some money. Did I send you some money? I'm not sending no money for gambling. But you have fun, ma'am. And I hope you do well down there, whatever it is that you choose to do. Number one, I Chiefs. Well, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sheila Chan, as always. Thank you for joining us. Hello. How are you this evening? So Crafty, hello. Nancy Faust, hello, my dear. How are you as well? Eddie Jr., hey, how are you this evening? Thank you for joining us as well. Aisha says, I keep forgetting you are an hour behind our time, so I thought there wasn't any live. Yes, no, I am 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most of the folks that join us usually are behind me, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's like 7 Central and 6 West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. 6, 5, something like that. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Thank you for joining me this evening. Eddie Jr. says, Super Bowl what? I know, right? I appreciate you watching me this evening. Yeah, not a fan at all, not in the least little bit. I could care less. And husband was like, man, the Patriots is going again. I'm like, I don't care. I don't even know who they are. I don't give a darn. I don't even know where are the Patriots from. I don't even know. I don't even know. Wait a minute, are they what, somebody Brady or somebody something play somebody, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. At all. I don't. So whatever, man. Miss Roney, hello to you too. Thank you for joining with us this evening. Hey, Miss Beckham, how are you? I thank you for the message you sent, and I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about what we talked about because that was actually pretty cool. Aisha says you're from the Caribbean, so it's 9 p.m. now. Well, I'll be there to see you. I want to go back to the Caribbean. I loved it in the Caribbean. That's where I was going to move. Actually, way back once upon a time. I was going to move to the Caribbean, y'all. I was going to move to Jamaica. Runaway Bay, actually, is where I was going. And I was fed up, had some issues, and I was going to take my baby and run. And I was going to live in Jamaica and have a ball with the rest of my life. And Mr. Lowry just so happened to, he was a really good friend of mine, and at the time, and he was like, well, why aren't you going to move? And I'm like, I'm sick of the U.S., I'm sick of the people, I'm sick of da-da-da-da-da. He said, well, why don't you stay here? And I'm like, for what? Well, didn't know he had an ulterior motive, which is why I'm still here. So one of these days I'll get to go back, but it won't be anytime recent in recent coming times, but hopefully it will be soon. Teresa Spencer says it's 5 here, and this is where I live. Too much fabric to buy than to gamble. I know that's right. What? I spend so much money on fabric, it's ridiculous. I have put myself on fabric punishment. Jay Davis, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And look, love you too. Thank you for joining me. Because having you here is more fun than to not have you here. So thank you for joining me this evening. Ebony Holmes, hi Eve et al. I'm a fan, but can watch it later so you can fast forward through the commercials. Well, you do that, ma'am. Have fun fast forwarding with that DVR. You talking about for the game? I can't do it, ma'am. I just can't. Little Miss Boutique, hello, hello. Fresh Roses Designs, welcome back. How are you today? Hello to you as well. And Miss Eartha Lewis, as always, it is a pleasure to have you in here. So how is everyone this evening? Hello, hello. I have a shipment that came in today, actually. It was a lot of, a really big surprise, rather. And I wanted to show you guys some of the vinyl that I bought from Designs by Little B. She had a huge sale. So I was going to share some of those goodies with you. Will, thank you, Will, for the super chat, $5 super chat. And as he says, while you're in here, please hit the like button if you enjoy hanging out here with the Hoop Group at the Baby's Booty channel. Thank you so much. And Will, are you going to be on Friday? I know you weren't on this past Friday, but Will Carolina Thread Place, if you hit his channel button there, he's on Fridays in most instances at 8 p.m. on Friday. So you're more than welcome to join him. He talks embroidery, sublimation, and he's very knowledgeable when it comes to definitely sublimation. I'm quite jealous. And I've been looking at a sublimation printer, actually, Will. So I'm hoping I will have that soon. And I wanted to, you know, talk to you guys a little bit tonight. I didn't have any particular topic in mind for this evening. I actually was going to put a poll in the Hoop group and ask you guys what you would like to discuss tonight in regards to embroidery or what have you. However, so if you have any questions, however, is what I was going to say. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comment box below. But for the time being, we'll touch a little bit on this vinyl that I have here in the box. Some projects that I have coming up for this week now that I am free, and to talk to you guys about an event that I was at yesterday. Although it wasn't embroidery related, but it was still educational. I'll say that, because I learned a lot, and it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. It was a show type situation that I went and set up at and was selling things, and just wanted to you know, pick you guys' brains and talk to you about that and how that turned out, because there may come a time, if you haven't already, where you are interested in going out and selling at an event. So I wanted to let you know my experience with this particular event. I've had pretty good success at others, but this one was just interesting. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. QBI Faith says, hello from the Pacific Northwest. Well, welcome from the Pacific Northwest. First time on one of your lives. Just recently found your channel. So glad I found you. Well, thank you. We appreciate you being here in the Hoop group with us. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and we will discuss them. And I assume you are new to embroidery, hopefully. You've been in embroidery or new to it, so we look forward to seeing your projects and stuff as you join in with us. Betty L, I could have swore I responded to your email. I apologize if I didn't. It is available on my website, www.embroidery thebabiesbooty.com. It's right here on the video screen, and it should be in the comments below. I hadn't updated my description below the video, so it should be there. But as soon as you click on, or you open up the website, thebabiesbooty.com, up at the top you'll see where it says Sew It Pro. Just click Sew It Pro and it'll take you directly to the page. And what will happen is, as soon as the purchase goes through, it'll send me an email that you made the purchase, and I will get your email, fill out the registration form, and send the registration form to you. And if you don't receive it right away, then just send me an email and say, hey, you know, I haven't gotten it, and I'll let you know. If I've already sent it, I'll re-forward it to you. If I haven't sent it, then 9 times out of 10, either I have not seen the email, I've overlooked the email, or I'm asleep or something. So there's been times where an email has come through. Like yesterday, for instance, I was at the event I was selling. I was not dealing with my phone at all. So I did get one purchase of Sew It Pro. I'm pretty sure it was just one. It might have been two. While I was at the, it was two. While I was at the event, and I didn't get it till later after the event was over. So for those folks, I do apologize, and did apologize for being tardy with sending that out. So, but Miss Betty L, that's how you can purchase Sew It Pro if you would like to purchase it from our website. You also can purchase it directly from the company that sells it. That's snscomputing.com. The letter S and spelled out A-N-D, and the letter S, computing.com. I'm an authorized reseller, and I should be listed on their main webpage. However, the price is the same either way you go. And so that being the case, you can purchase from them or you can purchase from me. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you don't. I just want you to have a program that you can use that makes sense to you. So even no matter where you purchase it, go purchase it. It's a great program. Let me make sure I didn't miss. Okay. So I want to say hello to Miss Sheila Cushionberry. Hi, Sheila Cushionberry. How are you this evening? Thank you for joining us. Pearl Lucas. Hi, Pearl Lucas. How are you? Thank you for being here. Diana Henderson, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining me on this Super Bowl Sunday. Paula K. Hello, Eve. How are you? And she says hello to everyone else. And Sheila Noel. Hello. Hello. Sheila Cushionberry says late coming on, checked at 7 and no live, so kept checking for notifications, but oh no, you didn't get a notification. I'm sorry. You might do the same thing that happened to me. I got a notification last week after I logged out. I was like, what in the world? Why? That doesn't make sense. So I apologize for not getting YouTube not getting that notification to you. Sometimes it just doesn't cooperate for whatever reason. Eartha Lewis, oh, you're in an embroidery club in Baton Rouge? Cool. We need to come up with an embroidery club. So, a couple of things, you guys. Number one, again, I ordered vinyl and wanted to share my goodies with you because they're super cute. I'm in love. Number two, I wanted to discuss some of the things that I did yesterday while at the show. And also I wanted to let you guys know of a couple of projects that I'm hoping to get recorded this week now that that show is over with. Oh my God, I was stressed out so bad preparing for that particular show. And it took just about all of my time over the last couple of weeks. I've been super busy. Oh, and another thing I wanted to, oh, cool. Will, thank you for letting me know that. He says that he unsubscribes and resubscribes whenever the notifications don't come through, and it will work. So you may want to give that a shot as well. And hi, Jackie Howard. How are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate you being here. And hopefully everyone here tonight is doing well. But I do want to definitely make an announcement about the hoop group. Okay, so if you're in here, and I'll probably reiterate this towards the end for whoever comes in after this, but I did get the email from Google Plus. Okay, I did get the email from Google Plus in regards to them shutting it down. Okay, so their tentative date was April the 1st that Google Plus will be going away, or that particular account will be going away April the 1st. And I did post that in the Google Plus group, and I also copy and pasted the letter that they sent to me in the Google Plus group. So if you are in the Google Plus group, hoop group, and you're not in the one on my website, thebabiesbooty.com, if you would like to, you can switch over to the one on my website. Otherwise, please be advised, as of March the 1st, I'm just going to go ahead and take it down, because I don't want them to take it down and then, you know, folks' information and all of that jazz. I just don't want any issues. So I'm going to be in control of taking it down instead of leaving that in the hands of Google, because you never know what can happen. They may act like they're taking it down and then it loses its privacy and then folks' information is out there. I don't want any issues. So I'm going to actually take it down March the 1st. Okay. So please keep that in mind. If you are in the hoop group, there's a possibility that you're going to go and log in after the 1st of March and it will be gone. So I wanted to update you guys on that. So which would you like to hear about? The event that I had yesterday, or look at the vinyl first? So send me a message in the chat below whether it's vinyl or whether it's event, and we'll discuss whichever one has the highest amount of votes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna text my dad, who just called me, and because I'm sure he forgot that I was live, and make sure that he knows I wasn't ignoring his call. Unless, well, no, he has a key so he can get in. So I wouldn't say he was at the door. So let him know that I'm not ignoring my father. So we got event. Oh, vinyl, event. All right. So we're going to do event. Miss Bickham, I will do that. Thank you. QBI Fave says, oops, got kicked out and lost my comment. Yes, I started tinkering with embroidery with my daughter's 4-H group. Oh, cool. They wanted jackets with the club name logo. That triggered various other projects. Then I know that is right. So that actually, hey Debbie D, how are you? That actually triggers the event, considering your comment. So it wasn't a 4-H group, but I have been doing work for a cheer dance step group here in the Charlotte area. And what they did this weekend was host a competition this weekend, and they invited other dance teams from around the area. So teams as far away as 2-3 hours came and performed at this event. And last year the event drew in a crowd of over 1,000 people. You know, girls, their families, their supporters, young as 4 or 5 years old, older as high school age girls, and a few guys and their families on the dance teams. So I was discussing with the owner of the team, and she was like, well, maybe we could do no, well, actually I asked her, would she be interested in doing bling shirts at the event, because I do bling shirts. And she says, that sounds great. Maybe we can do the bling shirts and some vinyl shirts and some other stuff. So like, for instance, I ended up making these. These are wristlets, you know, with the keychain on it. So you can put your keys on it, or the girls can put their keys on it. And I made it in bling. And I have a couple of different kind. Like this one is rainbow stones, whereas this one is clear stones. I don't know how well you can see the difference of that. And these were really popular, thank God, at the event. So like, I made these, handmade them, not the straps of course, but I got the straps, bling the straps, put the hardware on them, and bam, you have a wristlet. Was one thing. I made bling shirts, well, bling transfers, so that when the person came to the table, I also took my heat press, and when the person came to the table, they could pick what they wanted as far as designs. Like for instance, I had this particular design. Sorry for the noise. I had this particular design laid out. As you can see, that's holographic vinyl, and it was just laid there. So like this, they could say, oh, this design I want on a shirt. This is actually the transfer. I would put it on the shirt, heat press it on, and make a shirt in whatever size they wanted, which saves me from making shirts in a bunch of different sizes, not selling them for a possibility, and then I'm stuck with shirts that say this and nothing. I can't do anything with those shirts unless I'm at another dance competition. So saying all of that to say, it's important to know your audience, right? So when I went, first of all, the number one problem was I just got authorization and discussed going to this event roughly 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this is a last second type situation to be packing and getting things together, getting ready, choosing designs, cutting out designs, figuring out bling designs, cutting out bling templates, getting things bling. I mean, it was a fool, right? So thank you, Suzanne. Go Grand Go. If you're able to, yes, it is better to take blank inventory and customize on the spot if you're able to. With embroidery, that's really difficult, you know, because 9 times out of 10, especially if you have the multi-needle machine, you're not going to take that to an event. Now, I did once before. I did an event on the spot. I was embroidering hats on location. I just took a bunch of blank hats and embroidered them on the spot. If they wanted any particular design, I would, the first time I did it, I digitized the design right there on the spot, just about whatever they wanted. The second event, I realized my mistake there. That wasn't as simple as I thought it was going to be. And fortunately, it wasn't super busy the first time, so I was able to get away with that. But the second time, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get away with it. So I already had certain things prepared ahead of time. And I picked a couple of fonts, and I'm like, okay, words I can put together, but anything else that's a no, you have to go with what I have type situation, or order it and I'll get it back to you. So yeah, added pressure. It was a lot of pressure, but it was successful actually. So I ended up getting an order for 250 hats out of that second event, and picked up 3 accounts the first event and 2 accounts the second event. So it worked out better on the back end than it did on location. So again, back to the event yesterday. It was, I wish it was better. I wish it turned out better. Now my clientele, unfortunately, was, not very, they didn't come prepared to spend money like that. So that was problem number 1. All right. So, and I kind of figured that from the demographics of the event. I kind of figured that. And then too, this is the second time this particular city has hosted this type of event. The second time. The first time they did not have a vendor there to sell stuff like this. And so this is the second time they've had it, and I'm the very first vendor they've ever had to sell stuff like that. So folks was probably used to the first one and didn't see anybody there selling anything, so they came to this one not expecting to buy anything other than food. So the food folks did really well, very well actually. The cake lady sold out, and I'm one of her customers. The pound cake was the bomb. But the, you know, my stuff was like they weren't expecting it. So, you know, learn your demographics. I'm saying all of this to say, learn your demographics, number 1. All right. And look at your crowd. See if you can find out who's hosting the event, and ask them questions about where you will be set up. That was another problem. Where will you be set up in the event? Will it be inside? Will it be outside? I was inside. That was a good thing. Will I be close to a plug? Because if you're taking your equipment, you need to be near a power source. That was interesting. I was able to get near a power source, but it took some finagling, and the area that I was in, actually, it was a good area. I'm not going to say it wasn't, because I was right near the concession stand, which is where everybody was going to go everybody wants to eat, everybody wants food, so they had to walk past my table in order to get to the concession. So not going to complain about the location. The location was actually really good, but where I was at that location, I had nothing, no way to really display my stuff unless I had a setup similar to Will's, and even then Will's setup technically wouldn't have worked completely for my setup. So I mean, that was crazy. Wasn't sure how I was going to set up. I should have went 2 days prior and planned out how I was going to set up, where I was going to set up, that type stuff. I really should have prepared better. But again, you're talking about a 2-week window where I was more concerned with what I was going to take than after getting there. So make sure you do your homework, okay? Talk to your event planner. Find out stuff way in advance. Don't wait till the last minute like I did. Learn your demographics. Find out from the event planner how it went last year so that you can prepare this year. Try and take blank inventory so that you don't come home with custom made things and only to end up having to, you know, try and offload it some kind of way. And then figure out your setup, definitely, which I did not do, and I blame myself on that one. I failed on that one. And then have your other stuff together, your supplies, how you're going to, well, that's part of your setup, how you're going to display it, but make sure things are able to be carried in a way in and out when you're loading and unloading. That was tragic. Fortunately, I had an excellent support team. Grandma Souls Brown, I did accept credit cards. That's another thing, actually. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have Square, and I also have PayPal swipe card thingy, right? My PayPal swipe card thingy did not work. It did not work. So I'm standing there like, oh my God, this isn't working. Fortunately, the customer says, well, do you have Cash App? Okay, so now I'm finding out that one of the newfangled way folks is paying for stuff is Cash App. All right, so Cash App, I have that. So I was taking Cash App, I was taking cash. And if they wanted to, they could have sent it through PayPal, but mostly everybody was actually, half was Cash App and half was cash, which was really cool. So if you don't ever have Cash App, look into getting that. You have to be careful with it and make sure you're not giving people your phone number, only give them your Cash App name. So that really worked really well in my favor. But the folks that did come and did have money, they paid cash or either Cash App. But all in all, it was fun. I was so sore this morning, y'all. Oh my God. I was so sore because I stayed on my feet for the most part. My back was killing me. But I was up and trying to entertain guests somewhat. Now, I am not a salesman. That's my downfall. I am not a salesman at all whatsoever. So if I die broke, that'll probably be why. It's really difficult for me to drum up business and stuff. So while people come by, and I'm pretty much an introvert by nature. Even though it's probably hard to tell with me being on here, but so when people are coming by, I'm kind of like standing there with my hands in my pockets, and I'm like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Type situation. So I probably should have had, well, actually I did. The first hour, 2 hours, my daughter came and she helped me. She's a salesperson. Like, she was on it. She was getting people, hey, come on by, check out the stuff, da 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 da. So I had her, and then right before she left, my aunties came, the Bling team came, and they took over and was like, my aunt took some of these and some of the other keychains I had, and she walked around with them, one of the aunts, and she walked around with them, you need to go buy these and come buy these there at the table by the concession. And then my other auntie was standing there like, you need to come over here and buy these shirts. You know you want to buy a dad shirt for your daughter, you know, to support her and stuff like that. So, you know, I had salespeople there which was a lot of fun. Venmo is better than Cash App. If someone hacks your account, they will give you your money back. I have heard of Venmo, but the sad thing is more people have heard about Cash App and use Cash App than Venmo. And that's part of the reason why I've been using Cash App. Now, I personally haven't had an issue with Cash App yet. Personally. Now, I have heard of people who have gotten jacked up by using Cash App, but those people were giving folks their phone numbers or giving folks their phone. Okay, so hey, Trina's Creations, how are you? So if I'm standing there and I want to take a payment from a customer, what I did was I took a piece of paper and I wrote my Cash App on a piece of paper. Hey, Stephanie and JG, how are you? Thank you for coming in, Stephanie. I hope you're doing good tonight. It's good to see you. So that way, when they came to pay, I was just like, you know, here's the Cash App name. Do it, other than handing them my phone for them to type in their Cash App information. That you do not ever, ever, ever want to do. Nor do you want to give them your phone number. So that will definitely help. I do use Square. I have Square and I have the PayPal swipe, as I mentioned earlier, but my PayPal swipe was down, and I had the Square with me, and I was gonna pull it out, but before I could actually get it out of my pouch, the lady was like, do you take Cash App? And I'm like, dude, yes, I do. So I took that. Fashion Design by Phyllis says, do not public your real name. Love to join the Hoop Club. I do have lots of questions to ask. You can definitely join the Hoop group, okay? So if you want to join the Hoop group, the website is right here, thebabiesbooty.com, and once you get there, there's a place where you can click join the Hoop group, okay? And once you sign up, I'll approve it. Now, a couple of people have had issues signing in. Unfortunately, I don't know what the deal is with that, but we will definitely, you know, keep an eye out, and I'll send support tickets to my web hosting to make sure that they're not acting up on the back end, or see if they can't fix it and make sure everything's okay. So if you have problems, just definitely send me an email and let me know, or once you're in the Hoop group, you can send me a private message as well if you're having issues. Julianne says, I've heard problems with both apps. I've deleted them both and used the banks, Zillow. Okay, maybe some banks use it also. Yes. My hairdresser use, it's not called Zillow. What is the name of that stupid app? But my hairdresser uses it, and she takes payments with that. I didn't like that because one time she used it, it didn't work. She was trying to send me money to pay me for some shirts or something, and it didn't work. But my bank doesn't take it, doesn't use that, because I bank with a credit union. Zelle, thank you. My bank doesn't take Zelle. My husband's bank does, and I ain't trying to send my money. I don't want to send my money to his account unless I have to, which is sad, because whenever I do PayPal for some stuff, it'll come out of his account, so I should be ashamed of that, but in a way I'm not. So I don't care for Zelle unless I absolutely have to. So there's a lot of different ways to take money from customers, you know, take payment rather from customers. As they mentioned, Zelle, that is direct bank transfer, which is quite handy. I'm not going to lie about that. Zelle is handy. PayPal, of course, is the classic. Cash App. Now, another thing about Cash App, from what I've been able to see, the fee for Cash App is cheaper than like PayPal or Square. So Cash App has them beat in regards to that as well. So Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, Square. As far as I can tell, that's it. Does anybody else know of any others? Venmo, other than Venmo, Square, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. If you have any others, drop them in the comments. I'd love to see and check some stuff out. But so that was my situation at the event. If you have any questions about it, let me know. or any questions about my process, what I did, how I set up. My crazy tale went, this is something else I did. I went to High Kingsbury class. Clover. Have I heard of Clover? I think I've heard of Clover. I'm not 100% sure. Or I think I may be mixing Clover. I didn't know there was a financial Clover. I'm thinking of something else right now off the top of my head. Okay, so we'll have to check out Clover, especially to see what their fees are, and the ease of access for customers. What's the hoop group, please? Hi, Loyalty, Honesty. The hoop group is something that we came up with here at the Baby's Booty because we all focus primarily on embroidery. And embroidery, to embroider, whether it be hand embroidery or machine embroidery, you have to use a hoop. Okay, so the embroidery hoop is what we've used to base the name of our group off of, the hoop group, because we all hoop our fabrics and embroider on them. And the hoop group is the location where you can come, you can share pictures of the projects that you're working on. You also can ask questions if you have any questions, because the group is made up of so many experienced embroiderers, some new, some very, very new, never done embroidery before, some have been doing embroidery for many years, and you're able to get answers to your questions in there, whether it be from myself or from someone else. And we all just hang out and have a good time and enjoy each other and our projects. Will says his partner, he used Cash App and it's free, including transfer money from one to another, so there are no fees from that. I also have a debit card with Cash App, so I have instant access to my money. Well, with me, if like my kids will send Cash App and I see there's a small fee with that, I do have a fee with Cash App, because when I get paid with the cheer people, it'll say such and such was sent amount of money and this much was instantly deposited, and it's never the same amount. It's always different. Let me see what a more recent one is. And of course it's not going to show me right here because it sucks. But oh, here it is. Okay, so like this person paid for a vinyl shirt yesterday. The shirt was $15. It says the amount is $15. The instant fee was 15 cents. So $14.85 was instantly deposited to the account. And that's why I don't know whether it's free if you use a balance in Cash App or if you use a bank account or something. I don't know. Loyalty, that would be me, new, never done it until a couple of weeks ago. Okay, cool. So definitely log in and join the hoop group so that you can get some great support. Charlene Mitchell, hello. It has been a while. Thank you for joining us this evening. Good to see you. Jackie, I missed that with the credit card on Cash App, but I'll wait till you make your comment again. You're welcome, Loyalty. So you guys, that was the event. It was fun. Will I do it again? Actually, there was another person that came up to the table. He actually is over the dance competition event held in Augusta, Georgia, and he invited me to come to Augusta, Georgia to do the same thing that I was doing there. So that was pretty cool. Will I go to Augusta, Georgia? I don't know. I told him I would, and depending upon how soon it is, which he did give me the date, and I have to double check my calendar. But he and I are going to have a really frank discussion before I go, because I want to make sure that folks know ahead of time that they can purchase some stuff there, because the people weren't really expecting that at this event because they hadn't had to do it before. Now, I will say that there was an event here in Charlotte that I didn't know about, but my daughter worked at it about 3 weeks ago, and it was a big cheer competition here in Charlotte. It was huge, actually, and it was at the Charlotte Convention Center, and my daughter was telling me about how much the folks was, you know, like spending because they were expecting it. They was looking for it. Oh, we love that. We're going to buy it, you know, and she was like, money was flying all over the place, and I was hoping it was I was hoping it was going to be like that at this one, but it wasn't. But it's okay, first time for everything. Like I mentioned, they had never had a vendor there before, so it didn't quite work out like that. So yeah, but at any rate, thank you for listening to what I had to say about the event. And again, if you have any questions about setting up for an event, let me know. Because yeah, that's going to be a good question for the hoop group, because I have not worked with PE design software. So if anyone has worked with PE design software, please definitely get in touch with QBI Faith. Okay. Deborah says, sorry I'm late, but talking to my Charleston daughter. Well, you tell your Charleston daughter we said hello. I love Charleston, especially Folly Beach. And welcome. It's okay. Glad to have you here. So on the flip side, from working with my event yesterday, I've been looking at more and more vinyl projects to do with you guys. I'm not sure how interested you are in vinyl, so let me know about how interested you are in vinyl in the chat below. Meanwhile, I will show you guys the vinyl that I have received from Designs by Little B. I'm quite excited about it because they're super cute. I'm also going to be working with leather, ironically. Vinyl is like fake leather, but I was able to get in touch with a embroiderer or a crafter here in Hickory, North Carolina, which isn't far, about an hour from here, and she sells leather. So I was able to get a hold of some leather, so I'm excited about what all I'm going to be able to do with that. As a matter of fact, my plan this week is to make a video showing a purse being made in the hoop on the embroidery machine. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that video, because I am super excited about the purse in the hoop because it's really cute. But here is one vinyl fabric, and again, this is kind of has a little texture a little bit on the surface. It's super cute llamas. How cute are the llamas, you guys? It's like, oh my god, what are all the things I plan to make with the llamas? So they are super cute. This is one that I bought. She had it on sale, so I'm excited. I know, a llama for the mamas. I absolutely loved it. Let's see, very interested, just began working with it for the first time at Christmas and fell in love. Yeah, vinyl is awesome. I absolutely love it. Trina says, definitely want to see the vinyl designs. Shayla would love it. David D, vinyl, yay. Ebony says, definitely interested. Love to see the versatile project. Yes, right? Versatile projects. Very, very inspiring and an excellent teacher. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so very much, Miss Ebony. Some days I don't feel like it. Aisha says, I'm new to starting my embroidery business and am stumped as to how to advertise and market the business. I am not good with wording ads. Can you advise? Well, one thing I will tell you, firsthand experience, pictures speak louder than the words. So honestly, if you're able to take really good pictures of the projects that you've been working on, that's going to catch attention way faster than anything you can type out. So definitely get some good pictures of some really cute designs, or something that everybody would use, like baby items, really cute embellished monograms on certain things. Like this winter, people were getting those Sherpa jackets from Walmart for like 15 bucks, I think it was, or something like that, and monogramming them, and those things, they couldn't keep them. Those jackets were like flying off the shelf. So that could be, you know, take a picture of a Sherpa jacket, or somebody in a jacket with holding a mug of coffee looking cute with Starbucks or something, you know, anything like that. Do your pictures and post them for free on your Facebook page if you have Facebook. Hopefully you do. And what I found is your friends will, you know, send out, they'll share your pictures, and when they share your pictures, then more people see it. Okay, so definitely that's free advertising. Also, you can hit up your local schools, your local doctor's offices, something like that. Make a gift for someone, have them promote your item, say, you know, show it off to their friends if it's someone who's fairly popular and in and out of a lot of social circles. They can promote you as well. So definitely do pictures, and pictures, yes, are very good on business cards. You have an option of putting like the pictures on the back, maybe one or two on the front. I wouldn't go overboard, but if you do put a picture on a business card, it definitely needs to be something that is super eye-catching, that will wow someone. So make sure that it's something that is going to leave a huge impression if you put it on the business card, because you have to understand that's going to be with that person from that point forward. So you want to make sure it's something memorable. Julianne says vinyl, very interested in the vinyl. Marilyn Ray, I got this vinyl from Designs by Little B. That's where all of this vinyl that I'm going to be showing you guys came from. Here's some mermaid scales, by the way. Sorry, I stopped showing vinyl. I got mermaid scales. Now, when I saw the picture of this, I thought it was going to be glittery, but it's not. It's okay. This is, you know, still cute, like mermaid scales. There's a lot that can be done with this for the girly girls that like mermaid stuff. PE Next 9 and trying a lesson. Olson's Embroidery on YouTube has lessons, so that's good to know for those who use PE9. Paula K, never worked with printed vinyl yet, so I'm curious about how to use that. What types of projects? One of the projects that is super popular, and by far my favorite, would be like the hand sanitizer holders. This one has gone over very well, not just for, and you know what, you guys, if I had the time and thought about it ahead of time, I would have made these to sell. I think they would have went really well because they're practical, and that's one of the main reasons why I like this design, because of the practicality and because it's affordable to make them and stock them in its completion. So like for instance, with this particular hand sanitizer holder, it's made to hold the hand sanitizers from Dollar Tree, where you get 3 of them to a pack, right? So 3 for $1. So you're talking about 33 cents for the hand sanitizer, a little bit of money for the vinyl, and then, you know, you just slip it in, add your keychain hardware at the top, and people will love to use this to attach to diaper bags, to attach to keep in their car, to attach to their purse before they go out to eat. You know, hand sanitizer holder is great, and this is all made from that vinyl. Okay, this could easily be made from the leather as well, but the vinyl is cheaper and more practical to use and keep clean. So this is chalkboard vinyl, actually from Walmart. I'm pretty sure I got it from Walmart, either Walmart or Hobby Lobby. So you could use it for that. You could use it for key fobs. You can use it for pen holders, chapstick holders. There's a whole list of stuff that we will be getting into with our projects and working with vinyl. QBI Face says, have not worked with vinyl, but will definitely see what it's about. Now, I'm pretty sure I have a link below for Designs by Little B. You can click that and go straight to her website, where she sells vinyl and designs that go with the vinyl, and you'll see some really cute designs on her website, and her designs are so affordable, very, very, very affordable. So definitely check her out and purchase her stuff, and you get points for when you purchase stuff. You rack up points that you can use to buy things later with just the points. So I mean, you know, you get a lot of perks with that. Christine Keaton says, how often does this group meet? First time here. Well, we are here. I'm here live every Sunday, as Will brought out, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I tried to do for an hour. Lately, it's been going over over an hour. But meanwhile, on the actual website at the Hoop Group, we're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, it's just up to whomever logs in to say hi. So if you ask a question, I pop in and out quite frequently. So you're definitely welcome to leave a question or leave a comment or post your pictures. And you'll see a lot of folks will reach out and, you know, leave comments on pictures and stuff. The only thing is we ask that you keep things, you know, pretty neutral. No politics, no religious discussion, so to speak. Now, if you create something and you post it, as long as it's not super offensive, I have no issues with that. But just to be posting general questions or comments or discussions on things that could, you know, stir the pot, so to speak, I prefer us to not do that. And also, when you're leaving comments, please be aware that, you know, niceness goes a long way. If you don't like a project that someone posts, keep going, please. Just keep on going. There's no need to be, and it's sad that I even have to say this, because I've been in so many groups on Facebook, and the comments that folks leave, they get really snippy and snarky, and I'm the first to admit I have done it before. There was a lady that left a comment on a video I made about something. I can't remember. Oh, the video that I have on here on YouTube about backing up your embroidery designs and making sure that you save them, don't lose them, you know, how to back them up on your hard drives or in your email, stuff like that, you know, just to be helpful, to make sure you understand the importance of backing up your designs, because I have lost designs before from a hard drive that crashed. I've lost pictures, I've lost designs, I've lost a lot of stuff that way. So it was the first of the year, and I felt like, okay, this really needs to be said. Well, the lady was like, well, why do we need to know that? Okay, so I wasn't in the best of place that day when she made that comment, and I'm like, why would she say stupid? Why would she say that? You know, but fast forward now, she didn't mean it that way. Or, well, she said she didn't mean it that way. She was just really curious. Why would anybody need to know that? I'm like, because it's very important. You spend thousands of dollars on embroidery designs. You don't want to lose them, you know. But at the time, that wasn't my initial response. My initial response, I'm embarrassed to admit, was, you know, not quite that understanding. Because my initial response was more like, hundreds of other people think that it's necessary, so even if you don't, it's okay. And I shouldn't have said that, but that's what I said. So I understand there are times where you may not have a good day, and that's going to happen, but just try to be, you know, positive. And that's what we want, because there's so much negative going on in the world today, and there's so much negative that can affect you. I'd much rather you come in and have a nice refreshing day, and everything else could be going wrong, but you come here to the hoop group and you see cute designs and see folks that, you know, smiling through the internet at you in their chats and their comments and stuff, and it can be a retreat of sorts, you know, electronic retreat. That's what we're looking for. So that's why I definitely ask, please come on into the hoop group and hang out. You know, you can make it a habit, or you can make it a every so often thing. There's no rules, no regulations as far as how often you post, or, you know, even if you take a break, it's no big deal. No pressure here. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad you liked the vinyl. And I got, look, y'all, I got so much more. It's crazy. I went crazy because she had a really good sale. You're welcome, Marilyn Ray. And Deborah says it's Olene's embroidery. What were you saying about Olene's embroidery? I saw you put something. Oh, Olene's embroidery. Okay, cool. That's not an issue. Thank you for the correction. If anyone else wanted to check it out. Paula K says, I've only used plain marine vinyl or glitter marine vinyl for hand sanitizers and fobs. I was thinking that the printed vinyl might distract from the stitching. Well, the printed vinyl could distract from the stitching if you're putting, like, for instance, this particular design, We Hoop as a Group, this wouldn't show up quite as well with the watermelons. Okay. I mean, it might, if the We Hoop as a Group was in black on this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could show up, but to me, the watermelons is the main focus point. So the printed vinyl, and my experience is better suited for when you're trying to make quite a few plain hand sanitizer holders, and there's a focal point that you want. Like for instance, the llamas. Someone may really like llamas and they may prefer to have just a plain one instead of one with the embroidery on it. And because it doesn't have all that embroidery, it works up really fast, and you can make a whole lot of them really quickly instead of, you know, one or two at a time, and it taking forever because you're stitching out designs. So it kind of depends. It kind of depends, Miss Paula K, on what your project is. But yes, see all these watermelons, I mean, you could put a name as long as the stitching is bold, but anything else would probably distract from it. You'd have to be really careful what you put on it. And like this one is llamas again. I don't know what the obsession is with llamas, but I thought it was super cute, so that's why I went ahead and bought a pink llama, and this one is white. I prefer the clean look of white, especially with my hand sanitizer holders. And then of course we have hearts, only because I thought it was cute with the rainbows. And with this, you could put black embroidery on it of a name or, you know, a design or something of that effect, and it wouldn't look too terribly bad. And then of course we have Paris with the Eiffel Tower on this particular vinyl, and this is a whole blame 54 inches of vinyl, y'all. Each one that I lost my mind and bought. I just had to have it. I don't know why. And then we have Buffalo Plaid, which I have fallen in love with lately. I absolutely love it. Now this, you could, you know, put a monogram on it in like white, because that white would really stand out really well, or an even brighter red, maybe something along those lines. That would be really cute. And then of course pineapples. Who doesn't love, well, I'm not gonna say who doesn't love pineapples, but I love it's one of my favorite fruits. So we got some pineapples on some vinyl. So I got a haul of vinyl. Now, am I gonna make something out of every last bit of this vinyl? Probably not. I just bought it. I have issues. So, but it's super cute, and I'm hoping at some point in time in my life here soon, I'll be able to make some really cute stuff with all of this vinyl, because I love it, and I love making the vinyl designs and stuff. Teresa Spencer says, I love her stuff. Yes, it is totally awesome. Can I put the link, please? I will put it in the chat below as well, so that if you want to, and if Will hasn't done it already, then you can click that and see it. Shayla McKinnon, do you have iron on HTV with embroidery designs ideas? I have, actually, and I'm trying to think, I don't think I did a video on it, but I do. So HTV, if you use like glitter vinyl, now this one I don't think would work, the holographic, and the reason why I say is because holographic is so brittle. It breaks easily. It's not like the glitter vinyl, which flexes and has some give to it. So if you use the glitter vinyl, which here's a piece. I have used glitter vinyl successfully with embroidery, and what I've done is used it in the place of applique. So where a person would use fabric for their applique, I use the glitter vinyl. As to be more specific, I did a baby bib with the sheep jumping over the moon, or no, the sheep wasn't jumping over the moon, it was standing beside the moon or something like that. The moon was applique and the sheep was applique, but the moon, I put this silver glitter behind it. It was totally gorgeous, super gorgeous, actually. And if I find a picture of it on my phone, I'll show you, because I don't have it anymore. I gave it away. So yes, I do have some ideas, but pretty much anything that you do that is applique, you should be able to use glitter vinyl with it. Shayla McKinnon says something, hold on. I'm nervous about trying it out, worried I might melt my thread. You will not melt your thread using iron on HTV, because I didn't iron it. I didn't iron it at all. All I did was embroider it. So you can use it as applique, but you don't have to actually iron it down after it's done. Or you can iron, you don't have to iron it down, but if you do, you can do it after it's done. And I did, and I didn't have any issues with like a regular iron. Here's the sheep right here. I don't know how well you can see that on my phone. And then I used a what do they call it, a filter, and so it's kind of pinkish looking, unfortunately. But there's this sheep. Him was so cute. The moon and the star is glitter vinyl, but the rest of the sheep, his hair and his little body was some flannel, some really thick white flannel, and his little face was, and arms and ears and legs was gray cotton fabric. So, but I used this glitter vinyl as the background to the moon and the star, and I did not iron it at all. Hi Tokyo, my baby girl is in here. Hey Monty Moo. Thank you for coming in to see me. Let me see. Debbie, okay. Eve, we won't have it here. We'll run them out. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you running folks out. Farida, hello, welcome. Haven't seen your name. New to embroidery, brought in a brother LB 6800 4 years ago to sew blankets. Now I like the embroidery but don't like the limit of 4x4 and can't figure out how to do a larger design by moving the fabric in the hoop. Now I have had quite a few requests for that. And hey Justin, welcome. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Justin. I was supposed to come by there Saturday, I think it was. No, Friday, because Saturday I worked all day. I was supposed to come by there Friday and let you know the outcome of me using that vinyl and what I needed to figure out with you. So we'll talk about that later. Reese by Veronica, hello. But Farida, we have been trying to address the issue of doing multi-hooping, and that is so I don't want to say tedious, that's the wrong word, but it takes a lot, and it's a lot of prep work, it's a lot of planning, and you really have to make sure that you're measuring correctly, you're marking your fabric, and it still takes patience, okay, because the multi-hooping can be done quite successfully. I've seen it done. As a matter of fact, I've done it. If I could remember where that blanket was, I have a picture of the blanket. I did do a blanket that way. I did multi-hooping, but it wasn't all the same design, you know, multi-hoopings for one big design. It was like a quilt. So hooped in this square, hooped in that square, hooped in that square, and that's how I did the blanket. But it was not, it took a lot of patience. It took a lot of patience, but it can be done. It really can. And also there is the larger repositional hoop that is an option as well. Okay, so like I did the multi-hooping with this towel. This was one towel for a little boy with 3 dinosaurs on it. And that went, what did I touch? The main screen, search screen. Sorry about that. So this was multi-hooping. I had to mark the center line straight across that towel. I had to measure how big each design was, mark the center vertical line. I think that's vertical. That's so sad. Mark the center line up and down for each one and measure out how far apart I wanted them based on how big each design was. Not the easiest feat, but it was able to be done, as you see. So like I had to make sure that this dinosaur was equal distance from the middle dinosaur, just like that dinosaur was equal, so that it would balance out on the towel. That's a lot of, now for somebody who hates math like myself, I cannot stand to do math. This was challenging. If you like to do math, multiple hoopings is going to be easy for you. You won't have to worry about that. That wasn't the blanket I was going to show you, but that's a prime example of how you can use a 4x4 hoop to achieve a larger project. It was a long time ago that I made that darn blanket, and now I'm still scrolling trying to find it. Here is I don't like that design. Here it is. So I'll blow it up a little bit. Here is a quilt that I did, and it's going to be hard to see. But this one has different animals on it. Okay, so like the deer, the squirrel, the mouse, the raccoon down at the bottom, the leaves in the corner, and the bunny rabbit. Each of those was done on the same one piece of fabric. So I had to mark each square, mark each of the squares, then mark the center axis of each square so that I would know where to put the hoop. So I had to take the hoop on and off each time to achieve the look of that whole quilt. So it can be done. It can be done, but it takes math. Okay, so if you don't like math, then you may want to look into getting a bigger hoop or a machine with a bigger hoop. But if you're okay with math, then you'll do well with doing reposition of the hoop and multiple hoopings rather. Paula K says, good point, Eve. It's just a different way of looking at it. Not embroidery, but appealing to sales. That is true. Stephanie D. Wolf says, the llamas are so cute and I love the melons. Well, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Carol Coleman. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Love having you here as always. Let me see. Barbara Growthier. Hello, how are you? And I'm glad you liked the vinyl. The vinyl was super cute, y'all. I just absolutely loved it and had to have it. Let me see here. So, Christine, please excuse your, which is not ignorance. First time in the group, can you embroider vinyl? You most definitely can. Here is an example of embroidered vinyl. This is vinyl fabric. This is called chalkboard vinyl, and you can easily embroider on it. You can use the exact same needle that you use with fabric, no issues whatsoever. Just as long as your design isn't like super dense, you can embroider anything on vinyl just as easily as you can anything else. Vinyl is a lot of fun to embroider because you make projects in the hoop with vinyl. That's my favorite thing to do. So it will be exciting challenge for you to do a vinyl project. It's a lot of fun. Pearl Lucas says, can't wait to see what you make. I'm excited as well. Aisha says, besides hand sanitizer holders, lip gloss holders, and key fobs, what else can you make with the vinyl? There's a lot of stuff. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up on my phone to keep from having issues on my computer with lagging because of doing a couple of things. And if anyone else has something to put in the chat really quickly about other stuff that you can do, there are, let's see, what else does she have on her website? She does bookmarks, she does book bands. I already talked about key fobs, snap tabs, pencil toppers, zipper projects. I mean, the sky in a way is the limit as long as it's within your hoop size. So it's basically little gifts that you can make, little projects out of the vinyl and have some things to do. But the thing that appeals to me the most is, even though it is vinyl and it's basically the same project over and over, like here's another hand sanitizer holder and a keychain, the thing is, this is like a hippie van. Okay, lions, you have animals, you have baby stuff, you have wedding stuff, you have fruit, you have school stuff, you have, I mean, there's no real limit to the type of design you can do with them. So although you're doing the same project, essentially you can target different areas and different markets with using the vinyl to make the same type stuff. Sunglass case I wouldn't really do with vinyl because it's not super flexible, but you can actually do a sunglass case with vinyl. It just depends on the texture and how you want it, because a lot of people want it to be soft so that when you slide the shades in, the soft fabric can clean it as well. But with vinyl you wouldn't be able to do that. What sells good at craft fairs? The key fobs, actually, the matching type stuff, like the key fob and the hand sanitizer thing. And the reason why it does so well, you guys, is because it's easy to make, it's affordable to make, and people love putting their favorite type stuff together. Here's like a sloth, for instance. Whomever loves sloths, she has the key fob, she has the hand sanitizer holder, she has the lip balm holder, and you can make the bookmark out. I mean, so a person who is like, oh my god, I love sloths, they have a whole kit they can put together and make a whole gift set out of it. That's the type stuff. Chapstick holder as well. That's the type stuff that you want to cater to at these markets. So again, your demographics, as I mentioned with the event I did yesterday, that's going to make a huge difference, right? So if you're at a craft fair, say for instance in like Will goes to the Comic-Con craft fairs, and he sells at the Comic-Con craft fairs, and he does really well. Why? Because his stuff is catered to the demographics of where he is. If it's Comic-Con, you're not going to do sloths. You're not going to do farm animals. You're not going to do, you know, hearts and that type stuff. Your target market is going to be anything dealing with anime, dealing with cartoons that are, you know, common for our age, my generation, which is, you know, the 80s babies, 70s, 80s babies. Or it could be some of the new stuff for these kids, Fortnite, Lego, or oh gosh, what's the name? Minecraft. So that's the type stuff that would cater to that. If you're at a farmer's market in the South, so to speak, anything, mason jars. She has adorable mason jar designs. Mason jars, monograms. I mean, so you have to think of where you're going and the types of folks that you're going to have there. You know, in an urban mid-Atlantic type environment, you know, mason jars may not go over as well. So you would have to find something a little more hip, a little more urban, a little more something that will go with the flow. You know, it just depends. So you have to, like Miss Linda Hipshire is asking what sells good at craft fairs, you have to pay attention to your demographics first before really answering that question. But one thing that transcends all across the board, just about everybody uses some type of chapstick or lip balm. I don't care what race, what demographic, whether northern, southern, whatever, lip balm is huge for everybody. Everybody loves chapstick. Or Burt's Bees or something like that. And her holders handles most of all of that. Everybody handles hand sanitizer. Nobody wants germs. Okay, especially mothers and women. We love hand sanitizer. Okay, so that would be a good one. Key fobs, not so much. You know, you may not sell quite as many of those because some folks just don't like a lot of stuff hanging off of their keys. But if it's something cute and dealing with the area, like say for instance here in North Carolina, if I had a state of North Carolina and colored it Tar Heels blue, I'd probably sell a lot of them. Or the other team, North Carolina State, red, that color would probably sell quite a bit of them. So that's the thing. You have to make sure that what you have caters to the event that you're at. The event that I was at, if I had more time to prepare, I could have embroidered a ton of hand sanitizer holders that said something to the effect of dance or majorette or anything. And I probably would have sold way more of these than I did of those t-shirts. And, you know, that's why these did really well. I sold more of these wristlets than I did anything else. More of these than the shirts. And the price, that's the other really big pull for these small vinyl projects. The price is usually pretty low. Most people sell these about $5 to $7, no more than $10 with the hand sanitizer gel in it. So like this one is from Dollar Tree. I would be more towards the $5-7 range. The hand sanitizer holder that holds the which I don't have one in here, that holds the Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer. Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer costs way more than 33 cents each. Those I would aim more $7 to $10 range, and people are willing to pay that. They love Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer. So a holder that's really cute and something that they like. Unicorns is huge right now. unicorns, llamas, sloths. Why these off-the-wall animals? Don't know. But they are. They are. And so, you know, stuff like that is what you want to cater to, what's popular, what's hip. And definitely find the most affordable way to make them. And then put the stuff in it that the people want. Like, for instance, I have a apothecary something or other. I forget the name of the website. I'll have to look it up and put it in the hoop group. But I was able to buy 50 of these for 30 bucks. You know, and these are supposed to be all natural, blah, 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 blah type stuff. And I can buy labels. Sorry about that. I know that sounded crazy. I can buy labels off of Amazon, print my own chapstick labels that have like a little tabby thing that makes it where you can tell if it's been open. Put my own tabby thing, my own label, put it in my own chapstick holder. It's got the chapstick in it. You can sell it for a little bit more. Or you can go to Dollar Tree and buy the Dollar Tree chapstick. I mean, either way, you can buy the stuff, put it in it, and charge a little bit more. Make money. Pencils, pencil holders, put the pen in it, sell it. Or have the chapstick in a bin beside it. You can buy the chapstick holder by yourself. They may like Burt's Bees and not like my brand. So don't force them to buy yours. You can have it on the table and say, well, you can add this for $2 more or $1 more or whatever you want to charge. It's entirely up to you. But though that's why stuff like that is such a huge seller, because the cost to make it is so much less than making, say for instance, ball caps with embroidery on the monogram on the front, and you don't know how the folks is going to take to it. Well, hats aren't super cheap. Making the vinyl is very much more affordable. Okay, especially if you can get vinyl at a good deal like I just did from designsbylittlebee.com. It was on sale, so hopefully it's still on sale for you guys. So let's see. Melody Wilcox says she's excited to be here live. You're usually working, so you got the day off today because it is your birthday. Well, we're glad that you choose to join us here with on your special day. Shayla McKinnon says hello. Welcome, welcome. Miss Bickham is talking to Justin. I'm glad Justin is here with us. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Farida says, thank you. I never thought I would get into embroidery, but many of the designs I would like to use are larger than 4x4 and can't figure out what to do. And I had that same dilemma. I'm not going to mislead anyone with that. Now, I do definitely suggest to folks to get the 4x4 machine to start out. And the reason why is because you have to go with what you can afford. Okay. And I would much rather see you go with the 4x4 because it's more affordable at the time and get your feet wet to see if you enjoy doing embroidery than to purchase this expensive $2,000-$3,000 embroidery machine with the bigger hoops and all the bells and whistles, and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't even like it. And so you're stuck somewhat with this embroidery machine that you're trying to offload. So that's why I suggest the 4x4, because it's easier to get rid of a 4x4, not really get rid, but upgrade from a 4x4 than it is to do so with the larger machines. Now, again, I will mention this, and I'm going to grab it from right here. Sorry for going off camera. But I wanted to show you in particular because the 4x4 is here, and that's not a lot of room, especially being that your 4x4 is actually right here in the middle of this frame. That's the size that you have available to you for embroidery, is right in here. And that can be disconcerting because that's not very big. I'm not going to lie to you. But the cool thing is this fits in there. We can do our hand sanitizer holders in a 4x4 hoop. And she has a ton of designs that you can do with the 4x4 hoop. But if you wanted to go outside of that hoop, there is an option available, which is called a repositional hoop. And that's what this is. And unfortunately, a lot of people see this repositional hoop on Amazon because that's where I purchased it from. And that link to my Amazon store is below where you can get it. It's in my store list. But this can be deceptive, and people think it's a 5x7 embroidery hoop, but it's not. The size of this whole thing might be 5 by 7, but your embroidery field is still 4 inches this way and 6.7 inches this way. Okay, so it's not 7 and it's definitely not 5. So this can work for you to make bigger designs. Now, this is the problem. Most designs are 4 by 4 or 5 by 7. Okay, so you definitely want to check whatever design it is that you find to make sure that it's still 4 inches and a little bit bigger than 5. And that's going to be really difficult because most people are looking at that 5 inches. And so designers are designing not with this in mind, they're designing with a 5 by 7 in mind. Okay, so most of your designs are going to still be too big for this. But what this does is allow you to do, say for instance, a name. Add a name up under and do a little bit bigger. Also, you can take some 5 by 7 designs and edit it and remove parts to make it where it will fit in the 4-inch section. Some designs you might could get away with resizing a little bit to make it fit no bigger than that 4-inch area. That's going to be difficult because a lot of times if you're resizing a design that someone made, it's made for that size. So if you resize it, sometimes you'll have a little bit of trouble with the stitch out, but it's always something to play with later and take a chance with that way. But just make sure that if you try that out, if you resize a design and you try it out, don't do the stitch out on something really important. Do it on like some test fabric. Okay, I try and keep a special roll of fabric that I only use for testing out designs, and that's something you want to keep in mind as well. But this repositional hoop is available on Amazon for the 4x4 machines, and it can work for you. But when you're trying to take a full design that's already made and it's not like a name and break it up to go in here, that can prove to be challenging unless you have a software program like Sew What Pro, okay, which will help you break it up to go in this repositional hoop. And that also takes a whole nother learning lesson, which I do have a video on YouTube on how to use this repositional hoop with designs, but I don't have a video to show how to use this with a continuous design and breaking it up. Okay, so that's something that's been a little bit, I don't want to say challenging for me because I could do it, but it's like that wasn't really something I look forward to because in a way it involves math. And I keep telling y'all I hate math. So if it's going to be something involving math and it ain't money math, it's like trying to figure out measurements of stuff math, I'm not for it. So that's an option as well, Miss Farida. So don't get too stressed out about trying to work around a 4x4 frame. Kathleen Holland, you really didn't miss much, my dear. I've been just pretty much chatting a little bit, explaining a craft, well, not a craft event, but an event I went to yesterday to sell at and how that went. I also showed some vinyl that I've purchased that came in the mail yesterday. That was really awesome. So I didn't expect it to come yesterday. I thought it was going to come tomorrow. So I got to look at my vinyl and dream of all the things I'm going to make. So you really didn't miss anything. JG says, when it's the convention in Greenville, I'd like to come down to go. Where can I get the information on it? It is, oh, thank you, Loyalty Honesty. I am glad to hear that. I will check my email and get you added in here shortly. Now, most of the information, JG, that I've seen in regards to the event in Greenville has been on Facebook. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if they have a website that you can go to. Will, do you know if there's a website for the Everything Embroidery crafting event that's coming up in Greenville here shortly? Because I know I personally definitely wish to be there because I missed the one in Atlanta last weekend. I was so upset, y'all. I was like, oh my God. But I worked at another event, and so I couldn't go. And I had a bling party, actually, is what it was. But, you know, it's one of those things where You kind of like have to just take that kick in the pants and say, well, I have to make sure I pay attention for the next time and get that event right. So hopefully I will be at the one in Greenville, since I missed Atlanta, unfortunately. Oh, someone said bracelets. I didn't think about bracelets. Pouches. Oh yeah, earrings. Duh. I have a video on how to make earrings with the vinyl. So yes, you can do earrings as well. Makeup bags and glass cases. I have seen makeup bags as well. Super cute makeup bags too. Ooh, really cute ones with the eyelashes on it. Yas. Laura McLean. Check out Nana's Handmade. She has in the hoop felties that use a lot of vinyl for wreaths, trees, or tabletop displays. That's really cool. Stephanie DeWolf. I use this kind of vinyl. I forgot, Stephanie. Yes, you do. I use this kind of vinyl to create so much stuff. All the stuff Eve mentioned, as well as cord keepers, travel tags, collar sliders, embellishments for hair bows, and a bunch of other stuff. And hair bows. Hair bows is another one I completely forgot about. Super cute hair bows. And something really neat that I do want to make a video on really soon. It's super, super, super cute. And I've seen a lot of folks going crazy over it. So we'll definitely have to check that one out and get that video out. You guys, I've just been so busy and haven't been able to get these projects done that I want to do. I haven't even been able to finish my field trip video. And that's something else really frustrating. But I was really trying to get this event squared away, in addition to getting myself set up at the event. The cheer dance team that I work for, who was hosting the event, they all wanted to match in their bling shirts, so I had to do their last minute bling shirts, in addition to me trying to get my supplies and my inventory together for me being at the show. It was crazy. The last 2 weeks have been really crazy. So if it feels like I've been neglectful, it's because usually when I'm trying to get into something, it's like everything comes up at one time, and then I can't handle it all at one time. So I'm just like, okay, I gotta pick and choose my battles. I gotta pick and choose. So that's gonna have the way so that I can attack this, and that's pretty much the way it's been. So yes, vinyl hair bows, as Sheila Cushionberry brought out. Aisha, you're not asking for too much at all, my dear. It's okay. Carol Coleman mentioned passport and checkbook cases and notebook cases. We have to do that as well. Patrick Quinlan, I appreciate you for the time that you were in here if you watch this later. So thank you for joining us for the time that you were here. Sheila Cushionberry says, can also make pennants for banners. That's pretty cool. I didn't think of that. Kathleen Holland, what kind of vinyl is best? Certain thickness or... I haven't seen a particular vinyl thickness. Well, yes, I have. Yes, I have. And of course, I didn't bring that vinyl with me that I just bought. And where is... I don't have that vinyl in here with me either. But there is a vinyl. Where is that vinyl, actually? Now that I think about it. Do I have it in here with me? I don't have it in here with me. There is a vinyl that I bought from, and I had one up here. Did I throw it away? Because I didn't like the way that turned out. Now, I will say that. There's a vinyl I used that I really didn't like it as much. Even though my crazy self went and bought more, but of a different color, because I love the look of that. I know it's sad, y'all. I have low self-control when it comes to certain things, and if I see it and it's pretty, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna buy it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I didn't throw it away. Or did? Oh yeah, no, here it is. Okay, so like this one in Hobby Lobby. Okay, so in Hobby Lobby there is a vinyl. Now Hobby Lobby sells vinyl and or pleather, whatever you want to call it. They sell it on the really big, huge upholstery size rolls. So if you go to if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, you can go to Hobby Lobby, look on the big old racks where they have the huge upholstery rolls. Usually towards the opposite end from where the fabric and the cutting table is, way at the other end, you'll find rolls of vinyl. Or somewhere mixed all in, you'll find rolls of vinyl at Hobby Lobby. That vinyl is fine. Okay, that vinyl is similar to, you know, this chalkboard vinyl. It's a pretty decent quality. As a matter of fact, that's where I got some other vinyl from that has moved. I don't know what I've done with it. Child, my whole shop is a wreck right now. Oh, here it is. Oh. As I'm sure you can see behind me, my whole shop is like a wreck. I've been so busy I hadn't even cleaned up. Okay, so like this vinyl here, gorgeous. Oh, I love this. Love this vinyl because it is so cute. So look, this textured vinyl, it has like floral design on it. So adorable. Just absolutely adorable. This came from Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if you can see, it's more like an upholstery because of the texture and how this looks on the back, you know. But it can be used for embroidery. I've seen it used for embroidery. Especially like she mentioned the passport holders or the ID card holders or wallet, something like that. Really cute, y'all. Oh my God. So this isn't super thick, okay? Even still, most of the vinyl that you come across isn't going to be super thick. But like this, is this it? Yeah. So the Llama's vinyl actually is thicker than this vinyl, okay? So you can't really see it, but this one is a lot thicker. You can see in how it flexes. Because this one is just almost like I can ball it up, but it's kind of, you know, stiff and fighting me to ball this up. So the thickness is a little bit different, but you can still embroider on it, okay? And, uh-oh, let me grab that. Miss Carol Coleman, thank you. Thank you very much for the super chat. That is awesome. You always support us, and we definitely appreciate it. You're going to have me and Will spoiled here in a little bit. Oh, and there were a couple of people. I'm going to have to make sure to make a special announcement on that next chat because I didn't look it up. I've been like really busy and distracted and didn't get to write those names down. But a special thank you to those who did the PayPal donations in the background that don't show up here. That was super awesome too, and I'm definitely grateful for that as well. Please, you must know how definitely grateful I am. Thank you. And it also helps keep me out of trouble from Mr. Lowry when I do buy when I do buy little stuff like that and it comes out of his account. But anyways, so this cork fabric, look, with the gold flecks in it, this is at Hobby Lobby as well. So cork fabric is fun. OMG, it's a lot of fun to embroider with as well. You can make some really cute projects with this one. And this was purchased from Hobby Lobby. Okay, and this one isn't super thick either. Okay, but Hobby Lobby also has a secret area of vinyl that not very many people know about. So at Hobby Lobby, there's a cutting table, of course, in the middle of all this fabric. There's a cutting table. Generally, right behind the cutting table is where their ribbon is. Okay, it's racks of ribbon. Only about like 3 or 4 racks. Well, somewhere in the middle, if you look at the very bottom of that rack of ribbons, there's rolls of vinyl. It's called vinyl ribbon. And it's about yay wide. It's not super wide. Like this is really wide fabric here, but the fabric on that roll is about like this, is like a really wide rim, maybe 4 inches, something like that. Well, this is one of the colors that's on that roll, and it's really thin. I don't know if you can really see that well. It's super thin. Now this is gorgeous. It's pink, rose pink, and it just made the cutest little sheep hand sanitizer holder. I thought it was going to be totally adorbs, but it was just so thin that to me, I just didn't. Knowing me, I'll probably find a different project, not a hand sanitizer holder for this type of vinyl. Okay, but it turned out cute. It was really cute, but to me it feels flimsy a little bit. So I'll have to figure out something with this, and I ended up buying more rolls because they had other colors that were super cute, like a dummy in a way, but we'll see how it goes. But this is the type vinyl that I personally didn't care for, but I'm not going to tell you don't buy that, it's trash, you can give it a shot, because the roll was like $2.99 for the roll of ribbon, vinyl ribbon, and they have some really cute colors, metallic as well, and you can still make stuff out of it. It's just I personally didn't like the feel of that. So the best kind of vinyl is, there is no worse or best, personally. Joanne sells vinyl, marine vinyl is what hers is called, and it's on the wall back behind all the upholstery fabric. Usually it's along the wall. Micry World, which I'll have to type that out. Actually, I need to find the correct website address, because I think it's micryworldinc.com. She sells all kinds of glitter vinyl, holographic vinyl, but it's marine vinyl, meaning this thick vinyl. But see, that can be confusing to folks, and that's where I try to clarify. Okay, so this is vinyl, but it's HTV vinyl, meaning heat transfer or heat tempered vinyl, whatever you call it, HTV. Okay, this needs heat to work for the most part. Okay, so you press this on with a heat press. Then there's this kind of vinyl, like chalkboard vinyl fabric or upholstery vinyl fabric. This you sew with it, whether it be pillows, whether it be seat covers, whether it be boat seat covers, you know, or our projects that we use it with. That's what this type vinyl is. And then there's also sign vinyl, which you can use to put on things like here. I made one, it says Panther Porridge, and yeah, Justin, if you're still here, it was kind of a disaster. We're gonna go into that later. But you can tell the sign vinyl, because the sign vinyl has this on this white grid on the back of it, and it peels off, feels like a sticker. Okay, that's how you can tell this is not the kind you iron on. You peel it and it's like a sticker, just like this letter N here. You take it off and I can stick this letter on something else. That's sign vinyl. The heat transfer vinyl, now I can't get this off my fingers, y'all. That's hilarious. Heat transfer vinyl has no grid, no white grid on the back at all. Why? Because it's not a sticker. You actually have to melt this. This is the glue on the back. Justin taught me all of this, y'all, because I was like so lost. If he's in here and he remembers, I was so lost. I was like, it's not making sense. But that's because of how Cricut wraps their rolls of vinyl. They wrap them all the same way so that you can see it. But if you go to a professional industrial environment of vinyl, this type vinyl is not wrapped this way. It's wrapped the opposite way, if I'm remembering correctly. Somebody is wrapped opposite. They're not wrapped the same. Yeah, this vinyl is wrapped to where the glue is on the outside and the glitter is inside, protected. Well, Cricut doesn't do that, so it was confusing. But your heat vinyl doesn't have the white sticker grid on the back. You can't peel this apart and stick it. So you can peel it. It's a pain in the butt to peel, but you can peel it. Okay, and it can come apart. But the glittery part, see, it doesn't stick to my fingers. This isn't a sticker, so this is heat. You have to actually glue this down. Now this part is a little sticky, but you know that's not what you're wanting to put on anything. That's because this is the carrier sheet for your glitter vinyl. Okay, so that's how you can tell the difference between the two. One has the white paper and the grid on the back. The heat does not. Okay. And that's even with Cricut. Cricut has the grid on the back of theirs and it says Cricut. Whereas this part with the heat kind of doesn't have a grid, because the grid is pointless. It won't help anything. So at any rate, saying all of that, there's a lot of different vinyls. But I was able to successfully embroider with this vinyl too. You can't definitely embroider with this vinyl, because this is for hard surfaces. This isn't for fabric or stuff like that. This is a sticker, just like you wouldn't. It's kind of difficult to put a sticker on a shirt and it stay there unless it's one of them El Cheapo stickers that chaps put on and you can't get it off later. But that's not for embroidery, but this other vinyl is. And I just went into all of that, and that probably took 30 minutes just to go into it. Let me see. I'm gonna go back. Okay. How can, okay, we talked about that. Gnomes are popular, right? I didn't know that, Sheila. Oh my gosh. I'm not a fan of gnomes. But I bet the designs are cute. Ebony, thinking of making 100 gifts for the son's graduating class this year. Ideas, anyone wanting it to be personalized? Definitely, you could do, they have graduation hand sanitizer holders with the graduation cap, pen holders, chapstick holders. That's an easy way to make hundreds of gifts. You're talking about hundreds? Easy to make those out of the vinyl if you wanted to. And they're small and you can just crank them out one after another. That's an option, definitely. Julianne, thank you. I appreciate that. Joanna, sorry I'm late watching the game. I understand, my dear. That's okay. I'm not stressed out about it. Suzanne says pocket protector. Just kidding. No, pocket protector can work too. Especially if you can embroider it in the hoop. That would be fun. Teresa says, hi, I'm happy to catch you live again. Well, thank you. I appreciate you joining us. JG says a keychain as well. So another, like the vinyl project. Cheryl Ann Peters, my first time viewing live. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. And for anyone that's in here, please give us a thumbs up. If you're enjoying coming in here and hanging out with us, I definitely appreciate it. Also, if you're not a subscriber, come on, give us a subscribe. We love to have you here. And also, you can join in right there on the Hoop group at www.thebabiesbooty.com. You will be welcome there as well. Valerie Hill says, hey, late to the party, but there's always something good to catch. Yes, it is. We like to have fun here. Farida says, so glad I was able to catch you live tonight. I've gotten a lot of information from you to look into now since I'm just starting with the embroidery. Thank you so very much. You're welcome. And thank you for joining us. That's definitely the goal, is to open up the world of embroidery, because a lot of people, when they hear embroidery, all they think is putting a name on a shirt or monogramming a hat. You know, they don't really understand that the world is wide for embroidery projects and there's no limit to what you can do. Some people only do patches. You know, Will is excellent with doing patches. So embroidery is just patches. Embroidery is, I mean, I can't, if I sit here and go through everything you can do with embroidery, you would be surprised. But there's a whole lot. You can find a niche and just stay within that niche if you want to, of embroidery. You don't have to really go into all the other stuff, but it's a lot of fun. And JG, hand towels is a good idea too. Hand towels are very simple to do, actually. So before doing hand sanitizers or keychains, I actually would say hand towels would be a good idea. If you could put like your son's school name and then the kid, maybe, I don't know, put something else or what their place is in the graduating. I don't know, that might be embarrassing to folks that's graduating later. I don't know, but or put the school mascot on some towels if it's not a huge mascot. Let's see. Hopefully one day I can catch a video from you on multiple hooping like you mentioned, Farida. I hope to be able to do that. Unfortunately, the way my schedule has been setting up, it's hard to get videos done lately, but we'll definitely work on doing it. I've been trying my best to get out of really doing embroidery for business and go back into mainly just the videos, but folks are keeping me busy lately, so we'll see. QBI Face says, I know this is for the topic of embroidery mostly. We like to have fun. Have a friend that is thinking about getting a sewing machine in order to teach her granddaughter. Any recommendation on the best machine to start with? Honestly, for a granddaughter that's, well, I'll put it this way. How interested is the granddaughter in learning? Okay. One of the better values I've found is the Project Runway type sewing machine at Walmart, because the like for instance, I'll show you really quickly on my embroidery machine, the Project Runway brand sewing machine comes with all of these different stitches. Okay, this is sewing machine stitches, not embroidery stitches. Okay, So for something like that, that's an excellent value. If you get a regular sewing machine that comes with all of those different types of stitches, it's usually going to be pretty pricey, because it is an extra value, so to speak, on the sewing machine. But the Project Runway brand by Brother at Walmart is made for those aspiring to get into sewing, just like in the TV show that was on, I don't know if it's still on or not, Project Runway, where all these folks get together and they you know, have a contest on who sews the best, whatever it was. So that would be the better value, I think, if she's super interested in getting into it. If she's not super interested in getting into it, she's like just doing it to keep, you know, make her grandma happy or whatever the case may be, or she's just like, I don't know, I might like it, I might not. I would go with the cheapest sewing machine at Walmart, honestly. Usually they come with an extended warranty. If she doesn't like it or if it breaks, she can take it back. She didn't lose a lot of money investing in a top of the line sewing machine, and then the granddaughter's like, yeah, sewing's not for me. I'm only saying that because I've been there. I thought if my daughter is still in here, I tried to get her into sewing. That was a flop. Huge flop. I mean, it was like, she was like not hearing it. So I would have been a lot more frustrated had I went out and bought her a lot of stuff to go with learning how to sew, whereas your friend is able to start, you know, pretty low scale if she wants to, and see if the granddaughter likes it. And either way, you're talking about something simple from Walmart that the granddaughter, I mean, and those machines do last a while. A sewing machine is not necessarily an easy machine to break. So for folks that are like worried that the machine will break over some time or whatever, no. I have the El Cheapo Brother machine sitting right over there, and that machine has outsewn some machines that I've dealt with before. Now, that being said, you know, hopefully she'll learn. She's not super young, and she'll be able to get a lot out of it. But definitely start with Project Runway if she's super interested. If she's not, then get the bare basic, either Singer or Brother from Walmart, and that should work for her. Melody says you use that hoop to do names on personalized doggy bandanas. Super cute, Melody. I would love to see that. If you haven't, if you're not in the hoop group, please join the hoop group so that you can share those pictures. But if you are in the hoop group, share the pictures. We would love to see that. We don't get to see the doggy stuff very often, so please share. Nancy Faust says flour sack dish towels are great for practice stitch out. Yes, the towels cost about $1 each and have lots of practice space. So yes, definitely look into those dish towels. That is a good idea, especially on trying to keep from blowing a bunch of money because you're embroidering something, practicing on something super expensive, and you're mad because it didn't turn out and you ruined whatever it was. You can do a practice stitch out on something simple. Thank you, Will, for posting that link for me on the Everything Embroidery Market show. Pearl Lucas, thanks so much for explaining the 4x4. That has been my problem, trying to accurately reposition the design. I don't do math either like that either. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not the only one. I'm trying to tell you, I can't do it. I struggle. It's hilarious. And Owens is like, how can you not like math and you went into a field that's all about math? Okay, yeah, whatever. I get it. You'll be right. Let me see. Eartha Lewis, the earrings are great. I posted the ones I gave my coworkers for Christmas in the hoop group today. I'll definitely have to check that out. I was too busy stressing about the Google Plus group and didn't get a chance to really stop into the official hoop group, so I'll do that. JG says I need to stop buying and start learning embroidery and vinyl. Well, definitely, please do so. We'd love to have you share your projects. Ethel Smith says I just made a bag out of that vinyl. I love it. You talking about the floral vinyl? Oh, I love it. It is so cute. It is so cute. Miss Bickham, I bought some of that floral leather to make a purse and wallet, but it is so pretty. I hate to cut it. I would have said that too, but I know I can get more, so I don't mind cutting. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. I love my shirt too. Tracy LeGros says that would be cute for applique. It would. It would definitely be cute for applique. A little textured, so I'd be interested to see what I would applique it on. Sheila Cushionberry says, can that thinner vinyl to make ornaments since it won't be handled much? True. That is true. But it's just so, it's so pretty. And that's where my thing was like, oh, I really wanted this to work, but it's so pretty. I do like the thicker vinyl because, and it also felt flimsy. It felt flimsy. That's what I need to say. It feels flimsy. So using it for a hand sanitizer holder, I don't think is a good idea. But it's super cute. It's very pretty. So, yeah. Yeah, Justin, I'm glad you're still here. Thank you. Miss Bickham says, yes, she's as good a student and teacher. Learn and pass it on. I know that's right. That's what we have to do. Katie Cakes. Hey, my favorite embroidery machine teacher. Hi, Katie Cakes. Thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate that. That's awfully sweet of you. Let me see. Melody says, my first project was 45 hand towels for my friend's son's football team. I put their numbers inside a football. Now, that's super cute. That's a lot of fun. Rosie says, what type of cutting machine do you like? Scan and cut or Cricut? Okay, well, that is a interesting topic for me. Okay, so I love the Cricut, but at the same time, I hate the Cricut. Okay, and it's not the machine that I hate. I love my Cricut machine. The Cricut machine is awesome. But the fact that you have to use Cricut Design Space in order to use it is beyond frustrating, because there's many instances where Cricut Design Space, and you can only access it online. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting sleepy because yesterday was a long day. But Cricut Design Space is only on the internet. So there have been instances where either my internet was down for whatever, like when the time the dogs dug up and chewed. Let me not go there. Internet can be down, or the website Cricut can be down, and that happens a lot. Okay, a lot more than they would probably care to admit to. That is a huge pet peeve of mine, because I've been in the middle of a project and the internet, the Cricut website was down and I couldn't finish my project. I wasn't happy at all. So as far as the Cricut itself, I love my cutting machine, but I don't like Cricut Design Space, and it's because of its limitations. My brother's Scan and Cut is an adorable machine. It looks like a lot of fun. Stephanie, who was in here, hopefully she still is. Miss Stephanie on her webpage, YouTube channel, Clever Dog Designs, she teaches the brother Scan and Cut, and she does some amazing projects on it. Have I had time to actually watch her videos and learn how to use mine correctly? No, I haven't. So there's a lot of perks with the Scan and Cut that I absolutely love, and I know I'll benefit from it. I just have to get the time to learn how to use it. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm ashamed to admit it. And I've had it for, I know, a good 6 months now. Has to be a good 6 months, and I have yet to really use it. So unfortunately, I can't completely answer that question. But I do love my Cricut. Don't get it twisted. I have two, and I've had both of them suckers running. Matter of fact, just yesterday I had both of them running at the same time. But it's just when Cricut Design Space is down, it's a pain, and I don't like that. So, you know, but I have to work around it for right now. Melody Wilcox says, brother, from Walmart, you can get one for under $50. That is correct. That is correct. Ms. Bickham also mentioned that the spirit towels are a great selling item here, whether it be HTV, which is the heat vinyl embroidery, RSSP, or what. And you going into some initials that's just done past me, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me see. Oh man, I bet that's gonna be cute. The football for the wall. That's gonna be cute. I want to see a picture of it. Sheila Cushionberry says, I just saw a cute red and simple sewing machine at Walmart the other day for like $30. And that's a small sewing machine that would work absolutely great for a beginner, especially young person who wants to learn embroidery. Now, when I say young, I mean like 8, 9, 10 years old. that type sewing machine is perfect for them, because they generally sew smaller things like, you know, maybe gifts for their friends, or Barbie clothes, baby doll clothes, stuff like that. Now, if she's trying to really get into it, then yeah, I'll go a little more expensive, but you can get an inexpensive one at Walmart. QBI Faith, are Singers still a good machine? They used to be up there. I thought I had heard they had gone downhill. Thank you again. I have not gotten a brand new Singer in a long time. My trusty, rusty, absolute favorite sewing machine is a Singer, and it was a classroom sewing machine that they used to teach sewing on in schools. That sewing machine is my all-time favorite, hands down. Just absolutely love it. It went down on me a few months back, and I need to get it fixed. But the older machines, yes, they're great. The newer machines, sewing machines, are great. I've heard a lot of complaints about the embroidery Singer machine. You know, I personally haven't used it, but I've heard a lot of complaints about it being reliable, so to speak. So I would hesitate to recommend that. But the sewing machines, I haven't heard any issues out of them, but I also haven't really shopped around much for a new sewing machine, so I really can't answer that. What I would definitely suggest is, if you are in the market to get a sewing machine and you want to look it up, check Amazon ratings and reviews. Folks can be brutally honest on Amazon, and I love it. So I like to read reviews on things before I purchase them. And push comes to shove, Walmart, check the reviews on Walmart and see what you find there. Kathleen, where did y'all get the patterned vinyl? If you're talking about this pattern vinyl with the embossed pattern, this was Hobby Lobby. If you're asking about like the llama vinyl and the hearts vinyl, and like the mermaid scales, I got this from designsbylittleb.com, and the link to that is below in the description, and it's also in the chat, wherever the chat over here. If you scroll back, well, unless you came in late, it should be there. And I'll definitely put it in here again. Happy Scrappy 45. Well, hello, welcome. I like your name, that's cute. Welcome to our channel. Erica Betts, hello, hello. And it is now 10 o'clock, y'all. My husband is going to kill me if he ain't in here already. Miss Bickham says, rub it in, Eve. One day my little town will grow up like yours and get a Hobby Lobby. Sorry. But you have one close by, right? Isn't there one in, I thought there was one close by you, at least in Charleston. Joanna says, I went with the sewing machine from Wish for my 8-year-old, and it sews really good. She loves it, and it's for little girls, and it was only $30. And I just got it for starters. I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't take much to teach kids, or actually adults. It doesn't take much to teach them. You don't have to have top of the line anything to learn how to sew. QBI Faith, are you actually embroidering on the hand sanitizer item? I'm confused. Are you talking about, so with this, well, it's better to show you here. This is completely done in the hoop on the embroidery machine. So you are making this entire thing, embroidery and all, completely on the embroidery machine without taking it out of the hoop. So you hoop your stabilizer. It runs a placement stitch to show you where to lay your vinyl, your square piece of vinyl. You lay, well, matter of fact, it's right here. So it'll run a placement stitch. You'll lay your plain vinyl down on the placement stitch. And then what it will do is go back and stitch right back over the top of that placement stitch. But now your vinyl is in place. And it will tack down the vinyl, hold it in place. Then, or sometimes it won't even do that. It'll go ahead and just stitch the design on top of the vinyl. So it'll stitch whatever is going on the vinyl out. Then you will go back and put your back piece on. You'll take the hoop off of the machine. So this is still in the hoop. This is still in the hoop attached to the stabilizer. You take it off of the machine, take the second piece of vinyl, tape it to the back of it, put it back on the machine, and then it'll stitch around the design, the shape of the hand sanitizer holder. It'll stitch it out on the top, and then sandwich at the same time these two pieces together. Then after it does that, you'll go back and you'll add another piece that is like half of this, so it's similar to this, on the back of those two pieces, and that's the pocket. And then it'll stitch around the pocket. You take it off the hoop, then cut it out, and there you have a hand sanitizer holder. It's that simple. It really is. I have a couple of videos online to show how to make them, as well as some in the hoop pouches, zipper pouches as well, fully lined at that. So definitely check out the videos on how to make the hand sanitizer hand sanitizer holders, y'all. I'm getting sleepy. I'm sorry. So it is actually completely made in the hoop, to answer your question, QBI Faith. Bickham says, I'm mad at my Cricut and cable. Yeah, they both get blamed for ruining a 12x12 piece of flock. It happens. That's why I get so mad. But that's why I want to get an actual large cutter like what Justin has, and I'll be working towards that. But that's not top of the list at this point in time. But hopefully I'll get one. Melody Wilcox says, don't get a toy sewing machine. That is correct. Those little toy ones are not really made to teach a child or anybody on effectively. It would need to be an inexpensive. But honestly, I've seen toy ones. The price is so close to an actual real sewing machine in a lot of instances. You might as well just get the real one. And just get a cheap real one and it'll be alright. Betty Ann Brown says, hello. Well, hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us, even though I'm overrunning and way late. Marilyn Ray, I bought a Singer for the 6x10 hoop. I don't have any trouble with it at all. Love it. See, and that's what I like to hear. I like when folks do have good experiences with their machine. Do you have the Futura, I think is what it's called? Several folks have it. Now, I've heard some negatives, but I'm glad to hear positive from someone in here. I've heard positives too. But yes, definitely give it I'd say read the reviews, but Miss Marilyn is having a good time with hers, and I'm glad to hear that. And she said her other machines are brother. Betty Ann Brown says, my machine is knotting up at the bottom. Please, what can you do? It depends on what you're trying to do, ma'am. If it's just your regular general embroidery, usually whenever there's issues on the bottom, then there's a problem up top. So check your tension. Check and make sure that your embroidery thread is not getting tangled or caught on anything. Change your needle. It may be time to change your embroidery needle. A lot of time burrs on the needle, which are unseen to the human eye, can be what's causing a problem. If all else fails, take the hoop off. Don't take your project out of the hoop. Just take the hoop off of the machine, clean it out, blow it out, that type stuff. Vacuum it out rather, and then see if that doesn't help. All right, so there's quite a few things that could be causing the problem, but those are the main things I would say to start with first. Shayla McKinnon, I got the Silhouette Camo 3. I have the Cricut, but the design space was getting on your nerves. The Silhouette is beautiful on your vinyl. I've heard good things about the Silhouette too, but I have yet to use it. Kathleen Holland, you're welcome. Bickham says there's one in Savannah, but when you aren't driving, it's way over yonder. I know what you mean. Our Hobby Lobbies are few and far in between as well, unfortunately. So, Will, don't pick at me. I'm tired. QBI Faith says we'll have to look back on those videos. What size needle? That seems like a lot of thickness. We're finding out the best needle for embroidery is the 9014. No matter, for the most part, no matter what you're embroidering, it can be used for your general regular embroidery. The 9014, which I have a video on that as well. The eye of the needle is super generous and allows for your embroidery thread to move about and get the embroidery work done efficiently. Whereas the regular embroidery needle, 7511 sharp, the eye is much smaller, and the chances of your thread getting bound up and shredded are higher. Okay, with that. So I use the 9014. Let me see. Singer Legacy. Okay, cool. cool. So maybe it's the Futura that folks is having issues with. Because that's the one I keep hearing. Kathleen Holland, I started with the single Quantum Futura. I gave it to my daughter-in-law and still going strong about 10 years now. Well, that's really good to hear. That's actually very good to hear. You need to find a way to put a review out there somewhere to balance, help balance that stuff out. But it's okay. I definitely understand. You guys, it is now 10:08 according to that clock up there, and I'm still exhausted. And I know that I'm going to get some complaints when I get back in the house from being gone for so long. But I definitely have enjoyed you guys being here again. And I'm gonna show this real quick before I log off. Actually, I thought it was super cute. There is some material. If you look at getting into the heat transfer vinyl, you can actually make bumper stickers or laptop cover stickers. This is basically a decal that you can use. The material is found at the Rhinestoneworld.com. You can buy it for vinyl only, or you can add some bling to it too, like I did here. And this peels off the back and it turns into a sticker. It's really cool. You can use it on the heat press and make a decal. I thought that was really neat at the Rhinestoneworld.com. Just showing something new and something different, just in case you're interested in doing that. You're welcome, Sheila Cushionberry, and good night, Susan Grogan. Go. If I said that right, I don't know. Joanna Smith, enjoyed you. Thank you. Good night to you as well. Good night, Kathleen Holland and Marilyn Ray. You guys, I always appreciate you joining me here at the Baby's Booty channel. So, number one, please be sure to join Will on his channel Friday night. You can click his little spool of thread right beside his name and go to his channel now and subscribe, and that way you'll know when he goes live to have a good time with you guys on Friday night. He would love to have you there. Also, if you are in the Google Plus group, please listen and be made aware that I will be shutting that website down as of March the 1st. I've already received the notification email from Google saying that they're shutting everything down on April 2nd, I believe it said. So to avoid them doing it, I will do that myself, pull the plug. So that will be on March the 1st. So if you're in the if you're in the Google Plus group, please consider switching over to the official Hoop group, which is located at this website listed down here below, thebabiesbooty.com, and you can click on join the Hoop group and we'll get you in just as quickly as possible. So definitely do that, because I don't want the lights to be turned off on you and then you're like, what happened? Well, I'm telling you now, switch over. We'd love to have you over there sharing your projects and ideas and asking your questions. Also, if you enjoyed this video tonight, our 2-hour session, please give us a thumbs up, because we definitely enjoyed having you here as always. Thank you to Miss Carol Coleman first and foremost, and then thank you as well to our other super chats that we've had in the past. We absolutely love you guys and appreciate the support that you give to this channel on a regular basis. Even if it's just your presence, that alone as well is worth its weight in gold. I definitely appreciate it. So you guys, I do have an email for questions. It's thebabiesbooty@gmail.com, just like it is down here, but without the apostrophe. You can email me there, and as soon as I catch it, if I don't overlook it, I'll answer your question. And I apologize for those who I have overlooked lately. But meanwhile, I appreciate you all joining me this evening, as I always do, and I definitely look forward to you guys joining me again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until the next time I see your lovely faces in your chat, as I imagine your faces to be, I hope you have happy embroidering. You have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye. Saying sanitizer. Oh Lord, I need to go to sleep.